Okay. Welcome in, everyone. It looks like you can hear me, but I can't hear you. Let's see what's going on there. Everything is messed up with audio. Everything is messed up with audio. Let's see here. Yeah, why isn't that on there? Is it set up, changed in settings for some reason? That's why. I probably won't be able to hear myself until next time I stream. Thanks, OBS. Welcome in, everyone. Happy to see you back. Hi there, So. Hi there, JK. Welcome back. We're gonna have another night of pork and mash. Gonna be doing a zucchini and garlic soup. Yeah, sort of a easy Monday night. Hopefully you all had a great start to your week. I guess I could say I have a good start to... No, I can't. Like, I came over to this computer to set up and change a few minor things, and it is just threw me for a loop for the rest of the day with sound driver issues that I'm obviously still dealing with, and other things. Welcome in, Nan Reader. Let's see here. Okay, this is going to be weird because I can't hear things. Where do we start with things? Coffee. Coffee sounds like a good starting place. Well, at least for now. We haven't gotten the price increases on coffee fully yet. I might have to stop my coffee habit in the near future. Considering that wholesale coffee prices right now are higher than they were during COVID. It's gonna get pricey. Hi, Cosmic. Give a little more adjustment to this camera. Apologize for the movement. Welcome back to this username. Blocked. Can't see the timer that way. Stocked up on sugar for a bit. I've had this bag for a minute hidden and not using it. But I just got 2 new 6-pound bags. For the longest time I was buying sugar in the raw in 3-pound bags. And then it switched to 4, and now they're 6. I don't know, maybe it's just where I'm getting them from. They're changing up which ones they get, and they probably make a dozen different sizes. It may possibly be that they have all sizes normally, and it's just the ones that I see in retail. But yeah, my cost of coffee is nearly doubled at this point, and yeah, like I was forced to buy a pound of coffee or a bag of coffee without it being on sale recently. I was just like, I don't know if I want to do this. Which is sort of strange, because I always pictured myself as someone that would be willing to, knowing that things are not going to get cheaper in life. I always pictured myself as someone that would be willing to step down in the same sort of channel almost. And instead I sort of find myself being like, well, this is too expensive. I don't want coffee at all. Let's get rid of all of it. I'm not going to buy cheaper coffee. Store brand, whatever, what I'm talking is wholesale, like the price that they're paying on the stock market to have it imported in large bulk quantities for, like, Starbucks. And that hasn't, like, we've already seen huge price increases, and I'm saying that I'm having trouble stomaching the price of coffee now. That price that I'm talking about being above COVID still hasn't hit. At least I don't think it's hit the retail market. I don't know, I'm feeling worrisome about stock markets lately. They all look are acting very toppy. I don't know how many weeks we can go through with new NASDAQ top. I don't know, I'm doom and gloom. But not all of you. All of you are lovely, and I greatly appreciate your company. Thank you for joining me tonight. Cheers. Though I am absolutely kicking myself. I was looking at Intel the other day just before the news broke. Intel has now lost basically almost all of the gains that it got from that. But that huge spike that it got from the news that it was being invested into with Nvidia. Kicking myself just looking at that all that morning, just like, look at that thing go. Okay, where do we start as far as food tonight? Pork is defrosting. Let's get potatoes set up. Bought fingerlings specifically for this, for tonight. Fingerlings are not necessarily the best potato to make mash out of, but they were my best option for something that was easy to peel and I could turn into a nice mash. Tanic, a couple days ago, Nvidia invested, I don't know how much it was, ridiculous, like $5 billion into Intel. Nvidia investing in Intel, and it made a major spike in Intel because Intel has been struggling with restructuring stuff. Nvidia was also in the news today for making a major investment in OpenAI, which the news around that seems to be more, why is Nvidia, why? Staring me in the face and I can't see it. Thank you for that resub, Tanic. Greatly appreciate that. I'm not sure on Intel. I'm not sure what's going on there for sure. What I do see is a company that has been regularly reliable, that has been failing on a number of things. It's failed on a number of recent product releases, although it's not really what its focus is, according to the board at least. And so I also was of the opinion that as much as I don't like the idea of the US government investing in Intel, it's probably not a horrible sign for Intel. I have always been, as far as my own builds, pretty much my entire life been an AMD guy. But that's just because the extra small percentage performance boost that Intel has given for the price difference to be the leader hasn't been worth it to me. But most things like that, like you could say sort of the same sort of thing for Linux versus Windows. The support that you get from Windows or Intel versus AMD, especially when it comes to graphics drivers. I've never been a AMD graphics person. Have I owned it? I don't know if I've owned an AMD graphics card or not. I think I've owned one. Oh, that's what it is. One of my laptops had the laptop I bought for my roommate in college had. Yep, well, not entirely summer, but I wanted to distinguish it. I guess that was maybe a bad title name for the beginning day of autumn. But the intention was, I'm not using pumpkin. Welcome in, Splits. What did I study in college? I studied all sorts of stuff in college. I did go, my primarily was culinary. I mean, I got my bachelor's Culinary Institute of America, went through their full culinary program, but I also went to a smaller college before that and studied all sorts of things, because I had no idea what I wanted to do when I got out of high school. Culinary Institute of America didn't offer a master's degree when I was there. Not that I really think I would have taken it, but No, I didn't get anything at the smaller college. I did most of the stuff that I would need to get a culinary degree there, too, but, I didn't do some of the core curriculum stuff for that school. If it wasn't for prerequisites in this world, I probably would be in the computer world. Like, I was hugely into website design, I was hugely into doing database-based websites and all sorts of stuff. And I got into that first early school and was going into stuff, and it was like, you know, okay, I'm at a level where I'm now working with Visual Basic on my own, and they want me to go and learn Fortran and Basic? Not like... I just couldn't do it. Go back to writing Hello Me scripts and some... Fortran might have actually been useful, like, thinking back on it, but no, I don't think it was actually... But it definitely was Basic in some other languages that are of that level that, like, I am never going to ever use this. I took full courses to get my CCNA, but I never took the test. Because I decided I didn't want to spend my life stringing Cat5 cable. Hi Ozzy, welcome in. So serious. Offhand, I'm not sure what you mean by that, Master Splits. First professional project, system developer, 99 for entry system re-implement Windows and boiling Delphi. Time. Yeah. I never really looked at it that way, but looking back at it, yeah. I mean, even today, with me and Sprinklebot and vibe coding, like, I'm spending all of my time coding again. Like, when I was a kid, like, I spent forever, like, I was self-taught on all of that. Like, SQL, ASP, VB script, like, like,
Salmon bannock. Not familiar with that. Salmon chowder I can do. Venison chili I could do if I knew where to get some venison. I don't have an easy source. Maybe you could find it one of the 2 butcher shops in town. Maybe. They've just renamed SQL injecting prompting. Do I want to use this, or do I want to... I think we're going to use... Maybe we won't. Is there any left up here? Maybe. Yep. Good thing we're making chicken stock soon. I'm basically out of chicken stock. That would be next Sunday, by the way, chat. I was like, yeah. Melt down our chicken stock here, and we're going to use that for the base of our soup tonight. It's so weird how it's gotten somehow harder. Like, with all of the code and all of the stuff between CS scripts and style scripts and all that to consolidate things. Why did my camera turn off? Between all of that and all of the stuff to make everything the simple and the same, we've now got all of these social media sites that all have custom sizes and custom setups, and you need your photo for this website to be this size, and your photo for that website to be that size, and your photo for your own site to be whatever size you want it to be, and can't we just go back to the days of like Dreamweaver, and I'm forgetting the name of the Illustrator program they have, where you could create a website in an image. It'd be laggy as all get together, but back when Adobe made products that were worth paying for, though maybe not as much as they wanted even back then. In 1999, everyone was going nuts about Y2K. Not surprised. Why aren't you melted yet? I need to make soup. I guess I'll chop an onion while we're waiting. We got garlic put in this too. Why am I hiccuping all of a sudden? Well, I know who Olaf is, but I have not seen Frozen. Oh, snooze! captions. Most Disney stuff is well done. Not necessarily into all of it. I mean, a lot of it's mostly focused on kids anyway, so... Getting more and more adults as we go here, but... It's funny how copyrights and stuff do that to things. I was actually watching, I linked a video in the Discord last night of an interview with Les Claypool, and he was saying that Primus's original name was Primate, but apparently there was a Canadian band or something like that named Primate, and someone from the band called them and left them an answering machine message pretending to be a DMCA lawyer, like in the 80s or 70s. Giving him a cease and desist, and they changed their name to from Primate to Primus, which is... Actually, it was sort of interesting. He described his interview there for Metallica as like him being completely like not prepared for what was going on there. Because he did try out to be their bassist after Cliff. But, like, he was already part of Primus, and Primus was starting their way up at that point. But he mentions Kirk several times. Like, it sounds like they're relatively decent buddies. Turn the heat off on that for a second because I don't hit the garlic yet. Yeah, I remember back in the Napster days there being jokes about who the real leader of Metallica was and stuff. Good old Lars. Took me forever to remember his name. To be honest, these days I dig Megadeth a bit more than Metallica. Alright, heating up the oil over here. Let's see how things are going here. Is the bot absolutely going nuts tonight? Salt. More salt. That wasn't enough salt. Chunk of butter. Turn that down to a simmer temp. Just want to make all those onions nice and translucent. Get them coated in butter and salt. If I get the onions all real dark and browned at this point, it's just going to make the soup brown, which is not my desire or intention. I never understood the fascination for all of these beyond I want to see that one particular show. Like, there are no streaming services that are like, I could subscribe to that and that's all I'd watch. No, it's gonna just get more fractured and diversified. Like, I think we were in a sort of like golden age of consolidated information with TV, where you have millions and millions and millions of people tuning in, but now in the day of YouTube and streaming services, when people can watch whatever they want, whenever they want, and they have so much to watch, it's just going to become less and less of a... I mean, TikTok is now American approved. Short form video is the thing. Which, I can't stand short form video myself, but I'm old, so... Yeah. Alright, those are nice and translucent and cooked through, so we're going to add our zucchini in there now. We're also heading into an age where AI can just create the mind rot that you want on the fly. Like, that's the next step here with AI, where, you know, show me a soap opera, and it creates a soap opera that's tied into your life that you're actually intrigued by. Scary, but that's probably, you know. All fictional characters, no real life actors, no one to pay, no producer, no director, no... Be like my stream. I do everything. Twitch has nothing to do with my stream. Realistically, Twitch doesn't have to be a part of the picture. Turn the heat back up there. Forgot I had it down. Gotta keep the heat up high. I need to find a better solution for captions. These are just so far off. I don't understand how they're so far off all the time. And then it perfectly says what I'm saying right now when I'm complaining about it, but the rest of the time, it never gets anything right. It's tempting for you to run some server space. Nah, you get banged so quick. Besides, if you wanted to get really sneaky about it, you'd just create a Lambda server. AWS. Basically upload your server and that runs the server for you. Lambda's nice because it allows you to create a solid connection to something without having your own ports open. So if you wanted to create your own web server that was, say, broadcasting content from one place to another place, you could just put the script there that would say, hey, redirect me to there. More salt. I didn't add salt since we had zucchini. But Plex, you're running a server on like your own. So you have open ports to the world. People can come in and toy with your system. Almost there. I'm tempted to add the stock. I want to get a little color on the squash. I haven't seen any yet. Oh, you mean... Okay. I don't know how to pronounce that location. It looks Mexican. Maybe South American. It looks fun to pronounce if I knew how to pronounce it. I have no idea. The thing I was mentioning with AWS is free. I have no idea of its limitations as far as that is concerned. What are torrents? No need for torrents in a world where you can just go to the library and record whatever DVDs are out. Of course, they're starting to stop put things out on DVD, and so now you can't copy them from the copies from the library anymore. Alright, now we're adding the stock in there. It's starting to make some noise. Hey, Splits. I have no plans yet for Thanksgiving. I've got the first season of Westworld World. Can't say it was all that great. Like, I like Anthony Hopkins, I like most of the stuff he does, but it wasn't really, he wasn't putting on much of a show there. It was sort of like, hey, here's Anthony Hopkins. It was an interesting sci-fi premise for the first part of it until I realized how deep the book went. You know, and like, yeah, I ain't got time for that. But that's like half of it when it comes to even like old school TV. Like you look at old series of series and you know, you have the first couple of shows which were like, let's impress the studio, and then you have the changes that they made to make the studio happy, and then you get into actually making a series, and if you're lucky the first season isn't over yet. It's mute for the blend. Who wants zucchini soup? Got the potatoes starting to cook. Pan heating up over here. We're gonna have to wait on these potatoes a minute. Might as well put the potatoes on the hotter burner then. Bro, man, what service is it on? I don't pay for any services at this point. I get Peacock because I get Peacock, and I get YouTube. And there ain't anything on Peacock. Like, anything that they make that's worth any money, they put on Paramount Plus. Yep, I don't get Apple TV, I don't get Severance, I don't get... It's odd how they calculate everything and how money changes value over time. Like, I was remembering... Recently, I saw an article about how they're spending more money than ever on TV. They're spending more money than ever on these streaming service series, and they were talking about Severance being how much per episode. And I'm sitting there thinking, yeah, but if you look at TV in the 70s and 80s, like, they would blow up cars just for a mid-season show. And now it's like, what? A series about an office is how much? Like, they could have been putting a lot less into it in the 70s and 80s, and Haddock is important as a food fish. I was originally coming over here to the Discord because after last night's stream, we seem to have had a little bit of a rally in the ingredient challenge vote. So I think I'm going to go ahead now and call the vote closed for Wednesday and say that Everything Bagel has won. Wait, did I unclick that somehow? Interesting. Free month from Twitch, yeah, to the 2 new discount. Yeah, I did. Maybe I did see something about that, about a discount Twitch offered me. Let's see what we got here. Sold. MSG. Pepper. Could still go heavier on the salt. Wow. Add some salt in with the potatoes too. I bounce between thinking this song is something made by the Blue Man Group and something designed for Miami Vice. We're starting on our pork now. And give these a nice salting just before I put them in the pan. That's a name I wasn't thinking of, but definitely hits for 80s. That's how I remember it. At the same time, I wasn't thinking of Jan Hammer. Wait, is that where MC Hammer got his name? Which one's the big spoon and which one's the small? How about now? That is homemade pork stock going in the pan. So we're going to make a quick pan sauce over here with some pre-made pork stock, butter, and a little bit of a starch slurry. Whatever was in the pan from searing the pork. We got to get our butter ready for our taters. How this isn't a full rolling boil, I don't know. We're going to swap sides here. Aldane's make pulled pork roast, skin selling for Christmas. Custom use the bacon fat in the sauce, and then point everything else in the sauce becomes accessories, things to hold the. Absolutely. Like, gravy is life. Heat off on the sauce. Let's strain our taters. I should have done this before I removed the water, but let's double check that these potatoes are actually cooked. Okay. Whew! I was worried for a moment there. Heat off on those. Bring those over here. Get the pork. I'm at my max butter for these taters, but we're gonna add some more cream to them. Oh, I'm sorry, it's not showing you a good view of the taters. There is a full stick of butter in here and about a quarter cup of half and half at this point. There we go. A little bit of a quick evening, a little bit of a quicker stream, but it's Monday, excuse me. So there we have it. Let's see here. What have we got going on tonight on Twitch?
I think I'm just gonna leave it there for tonight. I was hopeful to find someone to raid out tonight. It's been a couple nights since I've raided out. No one out there. I hope to see all your lovely faces back here on Wednesday when I'm doing my ingredient challenge. We're gonna be doing up everything bagels. So I'm gonna have to make dessert out of everything bagel. Which is different. I've done everything bagel seasoning in the past. I'm treating this one as everything bagel. So I'm gonna have to find everything bagels, I think. Dinner looks delicious to me. I'm very happy with this. Simple, easy, quick dinner. I could have made it even quicker and simpler, but we were here streaming and hanging out. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you have a great start to your week. Good night, folks.